I remember when I used to work in the bank. um, it was a very challenging experience at first when I started at the bank. By nature, I am an introvert, but I had always wanted to be a banker right from when I was small because my dad used to work in a bank and I liked the idea of how corporate life was at the time. So fast forward, um, I eventually started working in the bank. That was my first job, ever job. And I started as I started from the systems and control unit of the bank, which was the back end of the bank. We were doing internal control, or systems control, audits, and all that. And then suddenly I was moved to commercial banking. Now, commercial banking was a different ball game. In one of the leading Nigerian banks, I was fortunate enough to start my career in one of the leading Nigerian banks, which was a very rare opportunity that I would never take for granted. So yeah, I was moved to commercial banking, and um, luckily I was moved to a team that was doing really well with very specialized clients that allowed me to learn a lot about that sector of the business. And my team members were very amazing people, very amazing people. I was so glad that that was my first starting point as a marketer in the commercial banking unit of the bank. But as a commercial banker, our clients often required large amounts of loans to carry out their businesses because they had huge contracts with the federal government, so they require and bonds and guarantee line to be put in place so that when they get their contracts, they have the line to draw from. So every year, you would have to go defend um, the credit facility for you to put in place those loans, the bond lines, the overdrafts, everything that would enable them have a smooth business here. So my RM then and one of my team members used to do the presentations. And of course, as time went on, they would require that other team members should be trained to uh, go and defend um, the credit facilities in front of the board of the bank to get approvals every year. So we would go for dry run. And so it was my turn. That time, I couldn't stand before people to talk. I could talk one on one, but the fear of public speaking is real. I couldn't stand in front of people to talk. And so when we're presenting, it looks like you do not know what you're doing. Why? Because public speaking is a skill. Standing in front of people to articulate your thoughts, especially knowing that you're going to be standing in front of the management of a major bank in Nigeria to defend huge amounts of monies in the high billions of naira. Yeah, those were the facilities. So yeah, we started practicing with the dry runs and everything. You see those harsh bosses you have that they feel at the time that they are trying to exercise their power against you, to break you or to make you feel less of yourself. Really, I don't even know why some bosses think that that's the best way to handle. But yeah, my group head at the time, a very funny human being. Oh God, his choice of words were not the nicest. I'll try and talk about it in the nicest possible way because I'm trying to draw the positive out of that story. So, the humiliation I passed through in the hands of my group head because of my inability to present or articulate myself, my thoughts while presenting, made me make the decision to improve myself. And that singular thing made me to go and join Toastmasters International just to improve my public speaking skills. So I joined Toastmasters, and it really helped my public speaking skills, improved, helped me to be able to withstand, the tension you feel when you stand, made me gain loads of confidence and just learn the ropes of public speaking. But then again, I also had a very, very, very good divisional head. She does not like when you think that you cannot do something. And her own approach was different. She would follow you and say, Sylvia, let's practice. Let's practice. At the time when you don't know something and someone is saying, let's practice, you think they are trying to stress your life. But that singular extra push, and you know how she came down to my level to push me and make me understand that this skill is not just going to get approval for your customer's credit facility. It's also you building your abilities. And well, fast forward, she followed us. We went to Lagos. We did the presentation. I got all my approvals. What am I trying to say? That difficult situation, that difficult boss that is making you gain or acquire the skills that you don't want the person to keep talking to you about. Those are your best friends. But I'm not saying it should always be in a harsh tone, because some people are not able to gain themselves back because of that reality. But I'm saying most times when you gain resilience in difficult situations, those are the assets that launches you into a better future. You look back and see the experiences you've gained, the mindset that you've built, the skills that you've acquired, all because of a difficult situation. And you thank God for allowing those things to happen, because if you were in your comfort zone, if I was in my comfort zone, I would never have wanted to push myself to go and learn public speaking. Even, I tell you, standing in front of people to talk indeed is one of the most difficult things you can ever do. But I'm saying all this to say that in every difficult situation, within every criticism, irrespective of how badly presented to you it is good to sit back and introspect. Ask yourself, what can I do to make this person stop talking to me this way? What can I do to improve my competence, so that by the next time my boss is seeing me, he or she will see that I have improved? And if you're able to ask yourself that question, that's the beginning of moving forward. Even if it's not in a work setting, always take every criticism, every harsh criticism into consideration. Put aside the harsh tone, put aside the negative aspect of it, and ask yourself, what can I do differently so that I can improve upon this thing that is being criticized upon all the time? Always see the good in every harsh situation. It is building you for a better opportunity tomorrow. So, see that difficult situation as a stepping stone. Never lose hope. Okay?